Hi there, this is just another little spiel about nothing in particular, as always. I had something when I came down to turn on the camera. I had something I wanted to say, but I guess it's gone. Yeah. Oh yeah, it had to do with movements. I think basically what happens with spirituality is identifying with, you know, the movement of energy or thought or whatever. I guess that's why I couldn't think of it, because there's nothing moving. So it's basically this sense that there's like this process of continuation. There's something that's currently in motion, and that's what I am. There's a sense that what I am is something that has a momentum to it. That's it starts here and it's moving there or something. It's very nebulous. It doesn't really mean anything. But it's basically that there's a sense of I can't rest. There's a sense that there's a restlessness because I'm always moving. You know, when you see kids, you know, that get diagnosed with ADHD or something, it's often because they can't sit still, right? They're always, the body's always moving, they're always moving their legs, they're always kind of fiddling with things. And of course, the body moving that way is a result of an inward identification with motion, with movement. You know, as the thinking process starts up, and the ability, whatever ability it is, to identify with that thinking, you know, it starts to kick in more and more. So there's a sense of, oh, okay, well, now, you know, now I'm something that's in motion, and especially the body starts moving around the world and all that sort of thing. It can kind of reinforce that sense that what I am is an object in motion, or what I am is energy moving, or something like that. And that's basically all seeking is. Seeking is just identification with moving energy. And there's a belief in the content of that energy, sort of the thought story that says, you know, I am a seeker, I'm not complete, I'm looking for enlightenment. And all of this is kind of reinforced by the sense of you know, stuff happening, essentially. There's stuff going on. And the only way you can have something going on is by believing in movement, by, you know, believing that there's motion. So this is kind of a vague, it's very vague to talk about this kind of thing until the actual you know, the stillness of being itself is really sort of intuited, and then it really gets obvious about, you know, what we've been doing with all of this stuff, all of this movement, this whole movement to find enlightenment, or to stop seeking, or to get rid of the I, or to keep the I away once it's gone, or to burn up all the old patterns. When that stillness is sort of come across, when it's stumbled upon, you know, kind of in spite of our best efforts, then it's, you know, it's like, well, it's right now, really. It's not so much, I mean, because that's the whole problem, right? If it's at the end of the movement process, you know, it's movement towards stillness. I'm moving towards the stillness. I'm restlessly pedaling my way towards love. So it's more like the stillness is here, that love is present, and it is still in the sense that it's always constantly what it is. Whereas in the identification function, there's always a sense of it's different stuff happening all the time. One minute it's this, the next minute it's that. One minute, you know, I'm a seeker, the next minute I'm enlightened. One minute it's anxiety, the next minute it's sort of a pleasurable anticipation. And it's all based on this movement thing. this movement validity, a believed validity of movement and continuation. So with that whole waves in the ocean metaphor, that's basically what it's like. It's taking yourself to be movements of waves, and then you also take the source to be sort of this, maybe another moving thing that you're trying to get to. So it's sort of like one thing chasing another. It's like, where's God? Where's God? Oh, there's God. He's there, and he's kind of, maybe he's sitting there kind of still, and then he moves here or something, and I'm moving really fast trying to get, there's a sense of two things wanting to unite with each other, because it's the world of waves. It's the world of movement taken to be real, taken to be absolutely real. So this is more movement, right? This video and the listening and the mind interpreting it and saying it's kind of crap or it makes sense or whatever is more movements. And not even underneath the movements, but it's sort of right at the heart of the whole game. It's not like you have to go underneath anything. It's right. It's directly what it is. The stillness is directly what it is, despite all the movement, as all the movement. What does that mean? It means nothing. It means love. It means everything, really, because everything is reduced. Everything can be broken down into sort of just a vibration. And when you break the subtlest vibration, it's what it always was. It is what it always is and can ever be. And it's just, I don't know what it is. It is. It's loving what is. It's loving all of the little trips that it seems to take in terms of trying to find itself in something that could never have really happened. It's like the whole thing could never have happened, because the whole notion of a happening is just a subtle little blip of a vibration. It's so ephemeral. It's amazing. And reality is so solid in that sense. Because as an ego, I try to make myself seem to be the most solid thing, right? Or maybe say God is a solid thing, kind of out there that I'm chasing, and I'm not real, but there's a reality out there that I'm trying to climb up onto. But the ego isn't even a solid object, because it's just a vibration that seems to be very dense. There seems to be a density about that vibration somehow, like it's like a bass or something, and so it seems to sort of contract. But even a contraction isn't a solid object. So a contraction, in the gut or in the chest or in the head or whatever, like the back of the head or something, it's not actually like there's a solid thing sitting there. It's all energy vibrating, and there's a capacity to believe that the vibration of that energy is a solid object, or that it's substantial in the sense that it's permanent and that it's always going to be there, or it's going to continue for a long time or something. And then those are thoughts, which are also of the same, it's different frequencies of vibration, but it doesn't really matter what they are, because they're all transitory movements that don't really have, they don't really exist, there's only the obviousness, there's only the purity of being, which lovingly allows all of the little roundabout movements and all of this manifestation, even though on direct evidence, the whole thing can be seen to be a dream in being. But anyway, I don't know. Ramble. Ramble on. Thank you.